My wife and I have wanted a pond we've been talking about for 3 years now.
Good morning, everybody. So we are starting our first day, really excited here. We are going to start this project a little backwards. We actually had an opening. These homeowners came into us only about a week ago, and we had a little bit of an opening for a job that bounced back. So perfect timing. So Michael Q actually gets to come out and build a nice pond. So come check out what we're gonna be working on. So you can kind of see the square stake here on the far left-hand side of me, and then the furthest end of the stake on that end. So we're gonna be building a screen enclosure. This whole entire space that me and Mike are standing in are a screen enclosure right now. This part will be a little bit more difficult, but this is gonna be where the pond is, right, Mike? So
20 by 20 piece of liner we're gonna use for it. The nice thing about this pond that we don't get to do quite too often is a bridge rock. So that's a nice little element they're gonna have here inside the screen enclosure.
Yeah, it's perfect view. So these guys actually get to, this is their breakfast nook right next to their kitchen and living room with front door straight back here. So when they come out onto this already existing paver patio, which we're gonna match and bring out this whole area, so they're gonna have an extended living space. So they basically come out and now they're gonna have all this extra space that they can utilize in the cooler seasons. So they come out, but the cool thing is this window, the pond is gonna be all the way up against this window. So when they're sitting here, they can actually see their fish and stuff swimming at nighttime, because it'll be all lit at night. Like Michael said, there's a bridge going in right about here. So from this paver pad to a paver walkway to a circle patio on this side, there's gonna be a bridge going right across here with the water feature dumping in right before the bridge or the waterfalls. And then it's gonna kind of snake up and have fun with that. So this is gonna be a fun one, and Mike's gonna take over from here.
You can see we have the pond 90% rocked right now. We have our skimmer set over here, water level set. From that elevation down to here, we have our 1 inch of fall for proper drainage off that. So we have Glenn and Tony. They're working on the overflow pipe right now, the trench for that. We've been shooting elevations for the footer that has yet to be poured. I can't build really much more until the footer is poured. Once the footer is poured, we can build our retaining wall, and then that's when I can start building my elevation for the biofall, which is where the waterfall starts from. So with this plumbing stubbed up for me, construction can continue, footer be poured, retaining wall gets built. I can tap back into this, finish running my line up to the biofall, and then complete the pond. Right now, Chris and I are focusing on backfilling this first waterfall going into the pond. 2 separate pieces of liner, so we're working on the overlap portion of it now, which has to be stubbed up 8 inches higher than water level.
Mike and his team, they did a wonderful job They handled all the subcontracting, which included the enclosure, the footer for the enclosure, the pavers. All in all, it took about a month for them to complete the entire project.
So as you can see, we have the footer installed. The screen enclosure is going to be going on that. We also have underneath the fabric is our retaining wall. The retaining wall is solely here to retain our dirt for our water feature that went in. There's still a bunch of trimming of excess material and tucking to do here, but that's going to be held off until tomorrow. Our main focus is going to be getting some pavers down. You want to step across the bridge with me? Pick up on the cool waterfalls we built. Nice stream coming in. Just really interactive space right here for the homeowners and friends to hang out on. Behind me, we have an extension patio going off their existing remodel patio. The remodel pavers are only 1 inch thick. We're going up to it with 2 3/8 thick brick. So you won't be able to tell the difference, but it's gonna come out flush. We're gonna have a nice planting area back there. It's gonna wrap around. Paver's gonna come up to the bridge, exit off the bridge, and there's gonna be a nice little destination Roma circle installed right over there. There's still a whole bunch of little things left to do out here. This is the last day we'll be here until the screen goes up. We'll be back out here landscaping all these nice beds that we freshened up with some number 3 mix. We'll be installing a lighting system as well. All Kichler lights out here. We have irrigation stub ups in here for everything to be ran on drip. And the electrician, he has to come through, install the GFI for us so we can permanently hook up our pump cord to that. Besides that, we're just gonna kind of rake out the yard. The homeowners didn't want new sod. So what we're gonna do is just grade it for them so that that old sod can just grow back in, or if they wanna seed it or do whatever, they can. We got the polymeric sand down, just way easier to apply it when you're not stuck inside of a brand new screen. So we have a super dirty pond. We're gonna tarp that before the screen goes up, because those guys, whenever they drill through their beams, they're always dropping shavings and screws and very sketchy stuff as far as the pond's concerned. So we always like to tarp that just to, you know, totally eliminate that scare of puncturing the liner. So it's still gonna look pretty much like a construction site when we leave here today, unfortunately, but we'll be back at it probably in a couple weeks once it's up. Put the final touches on it and we'll be good to go. Okay, so one of the challenges here with this top waterfall coming out of the biofall is the viewing area. So where you're looking at right now is pretty much the view that they're seeing from their dining room table, their living room sliding glass doors, and also part of the master bedroom. The design with the retaining wall, you can only build so high, which limits the height of the waterfall here. So it's a good 15-inch tall waterfall right there, but what I had to do is really be picky about which rocks come in front of it so you can still see the waterfall. As you can tell, the frame rock to the waterfall here obviously has to be bigger than 15 inches to keep that water going in between it. Just something that I have to be conscious of when we build this retaining wall, the rocks in front of the waterfall, everything just has to mesh together in order for them to still see it. It's very tricky because it comes out and then takes a 90-degree turn. So it's very easy to put too big of rocks in front of it In this case, we were able to pull it off to where they were low profile, save the viewing area.
Well, my wife and I have wanted a pond we've been talking about for 3 years now. And we recently took a trip up to Gatlinburg, Tennessee in the mountains. And we were staying at this hotel, and in back of the hotel was this mountain stream. And we found ourselves sitting out there the whole time, just overlooking the mountain stream. It was so serene and peaceful. And we took a trip out to Earthworks. And as we were walking through looking at the ponds, we happened to see the mountain stream that we liked in Gatlinburg. So we went inside and we asked about the ponds, and they told us we could combine the mountain stream along with the pond feature. And that's when they set up an appointment with Jason to come out and work on the design. We were thinking about starting up here in this left corner and coming down to the sliding glass doors. But Jason thought it was a better idea to have the mountain stream look right out of the glass doors and then have the pond feature right outside of our dining room window. And we thought that was an excellent idea, and it turns out he was exactly right. It's beautiful. Yeah, to start out, we have 6 baby koi. I think they're 3 inches long. That's going to help with the ecosystem. We've got the water lily. It's going to help with the ecosystem. And we also ordered 3 electric blue crayfish that we put in there to help with the ecosystem, help eat the algae and anything that's dead in there. So we've got a good start on the pond, and hopefully it'll be maintenance free. But Mike was excellent. His team was excellent. It turned out wonderful. We love the enclosure. We can sit out here and not worry about the mosquitoes. So we're glad we did it.